He's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight.
Taking into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when he found out that Manny Pacquiao is returning to the ring at 46 to face Mario Barrios. On his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator expressed serious concern, calling Pacquiao's comeback a risky move that could end badly. While he acknowledged Pacquiao's incredible career, Rogan questioned whether the aging legend can still perform at an elite level without risking his health.
Would you want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios. Because Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The upcoming clash between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios is set to be a battle of experience versus youth. Pacquiao brings decades of ring knowledge and sharp tactics, while Barrios holds the edge in youth, size, and reach. Although Pacquiao has faced taller opponents before, doing it now at this stage of his career could be a bigger challenge. His path back to the ring hasn't been typical. After stepping away to focus on politics in the Philippines, he returned briefly in 2024 for an exhibition match against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ao, which didn't go too well. Despite that, Pacquiao remains confident, pointing to his 2019 victory over Keith Thurman and the fact that he hasn't taken much damage in recent years. As he put it, "I made history at 40 by beating Keith Thurman, and at 45, I still believe I have a lot left because I haven't taken much punishment."
Pacquiao could possibly face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao's 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick. You know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might try to beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen.
Joe Rogan has always been vocal about his admiration for Manny Pacquiao, calling him one of the greatest boxers of all time. He often praises Pacquiao's explosive speed, relentless work ethic, and humble nature. What stands out to Rogan is Pacquiao's journey from extreme poverty in the Philippines to becoming an 8-division world champion. He also respects Pacquiao's ability to remain competitive against younger fighters late in his career, seeing it as a testament to his discipline and fighting spirit. George Kambosos Jr., a proud Greek-Australian lightweight fighter, also holds Pacquiao in high regard. Having trained alongside him, Kambosos credits Pacquiao for shaping his mental toughness and dedication. He describes Pacquiao as a living legend and the ultimate warrior, admiring his unmatched heart and aggressive style in the ring. Rogan has shared his thoughts many times on the long-awaited fight between Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. He expressed disappointment with how it turned out, feeling it didn't live up to the hype built over the years. Like many fans, Rogan believed the fight happened too late. Both men were past their prime, especially Pacquiao, who later revealed he was dealing with a shoulder injury during the bout. Rogan acknowledged Mayweather's defensive brilliance, crediting him for controlling the fight's pace and shutting down Pacquiao's offense, even if it made for a less exciting match. He understood the fans' frustration, expecting an all-out war instead of a tactical showdown. Rogan felt the fight was more about business than pure competition and believed that if it had happened when both were at their peak, it would have been a far more explosive and memorable clash.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
Well, he spend money too. I think
Sure.
Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the
religious
best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight. He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao?
No, I didn't.
Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Terrence Crawford opened up about his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao and the frustration of a fight that never came to be. Crawford revealed that he spent about 5 years trying to secure a match with Pacquiao, believing it would have been a major step in solidifying his legacy. He expressed disappointment over the missed opportunity, blaming it on promotional decisions aimed at protecting Pacquiao's career. Rogan agreed with Crawford, acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary status but criticizing the politics that often prevent big fights in boxing. He praised Pacquiao's explosive fighting style and his remarkable rise from poverty to becoming an 8-division world champion. Rogan felt that a showdown between Crawford and Pacquiao would have been an exciting clash of youth and technical skill versus experience and grit. Although the fight never happened, both Crawford and Rogan showed deep respect for Pacquiao's achievements. Crawford acknowledged Pacquiao's historic run across 8 weight classes but also suggested that Pacquiao didn't do it all on his own, making it clear it was more of an observation than a critique. Their conversation also highlighted the struggles fighters face in dealing with boxing promotions and the roadblocks that can prevent career-defining matchups. Despite the missed opportunity, both Rogan and Crawford recognized Pacquiao's lasting influence on the sport and the powerful legacy he left behind.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Later.
Different dude. Right. Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Pop, pop, pop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao.
Mario Barrios, known as Elastica, is a 29-year-old fighter from San Antonio, Texas. Standing 6 feet tall with a 71-inch reach, he holds a physical edge over many in the welterweight division. He began his pro career in 2013, quickly gaining attention for his aggressive style and knockout power. Barrios first made his mark in 2019 when he won the WBA regular super lightweight title with a second-round knockout of Juan Jose Velasco. His biggest accomplishments, however, have come at welterweight. In September 2023, he faced Cuban veteran Yadenis Ugas for the WBC interim welterweight title, dominating the fight and winning by unanimous decision with scores of 118-107, 118-107, and 117-108. This performance showcased his ability to control distance and utilize his jab effectively. When Terrence Crawford vacated the WBC belt, Barrios was promoted to full welterweight champion. His latest defense came in November 2024 against Abul Ramos in a tough battle that ended in a split draw, with both fighters scoring knockdowns. Despite the draw, Barrios held onto his title, proving his grit and adaptability. Promoter Eddie Hearn would likely be intrigued by Manny Pacquiao's choice to face Barrios, especially given Pacquiao's age and long layoff. Hearn would probably praise Pacquiao's legendary status, noting that his speed and experience still make him dangerous at 46, but he'd also emphasize the risks involved. Barrios is younger, active, and recently defeated Ugas for the WBC interim title. Hearn might question whether Pacquiao is fighting for legacy or just to stay relevant in the welterweight mix. He would likely acknowledge the strong pay-per-view potential, especially among Filipino and Latino fans, while also voicing concerns about safety and longevity. In his eyes, it's a generational clash, a living legend trying to defy age versus a rising star seeking a career-defining victory. Hearn might conclude that while Pacquiao's bravery deserves respect, Barrios' youth and power could very well spell the end of Pacquiao's storied career.
Pacquiao potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year. And every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Pacquiao's upcoming fight with Mario Barrios is more than just a comeback. It could be a calculated step toward a major clash with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Pacquiao has made it clear that he's interested in facing Davis, saying he's willing to fight at 145 or 147 pounds. He's confident in his abilities, boldly stating, "I can fight anybody, even someone like Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anybody." A victory over Barrios wouldn't just earn Pacquiao the WBC welterweight title. It would also strengthen his case for a showdown with Davis. Barrios, who fought Davis back in 2021 and was stopped in the 11th round after 3 knockdowns, adds another layer of intrigue to the potential matchup. While Pacquiao's experience and legendary status speak for themselves, taking on a prime Davis would be a huge challenge. Davis's youth and knockout power would put Pacquiao's skills and durability to the test. If the fight happens, it would be a gripping narrative of a boxing icon trying to prove he can still hang with the sport's most dangerous puncher, with everything on the line for both men.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to professional boxing at 46 has stirred a lot of conversation, with financial reasons being a major factor. Pacquiao has openly admitted before that money played a role in his choice to step back into the ring. Back in 2016, he stated, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," highlighting the financial responsibilities he carries, including supporting his large family and contributing to those in need. Despite earning huge sums throughout his career, like the reported $120 million from his 2015 fight with Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao's generosity and charitable work have led to significant expenses. His former promoter, Bob Arum, once noted that Pacquiao's habit of funding projects like hospitals and schools could put a strain on his finances over time. Legal troubles have also played a part. In 2023, Pacquiao faced an $8 million lawsuit from Paradigm Sports Management, though the decision was later overturned in 2024. While Pacquiao insists he's not financially broke, claiming that his earnings and business ventures have secured his family's future, the mix of his charitable commitments, legal costs, and political campaigns may have influenced his return to the ring. His best years were in the 140 and 147-pound weight classes, where he delivered some of his most memorable performances. This era also sparked hope for a clash with Floyd Mayweather, as both were at their peak in the same division. Boxing analyst Max Kellerman has often praised Pacquiao's achievements across multiple weight classes. While acknowledging Mayweather's size and technical edge, Kellerman emphasized Pacquiao's ability to move up in weight and stay competitive, proving him to be one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most, or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their primes.
The World Boxing Council, WBC, has officially approved Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at 46, giving him the opportunity to challenge Mario Barrios for the welterweight title. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao has been medically cleared and licensed in Nevada, fulfilling all the necessary requirements to compete for the title. Suleiman explained that WBC rules allow distinguished former champions to request a title fight when returning from retirement, citing the example of Sugar Ray Leonard's comeback in 1987. Leonard returned after nearly 3 years away to challenge Marvin Hagler for the middleweight championship, a fight he won by split decision. This sets a precedent for the WBC's policy of granting opportunities to legendary fighters aiming to reclaim their glory. While some have questioned the decision to give Pacquiao an immediate title shot, the WBC is standing by its established rules and the historical precedent of past champions. Suleiman emphasized that Pacquiao's credentials and dedication to the sport make him worthy of this chance. The upcoming fight not only celebrates Pacquiao's incredible career, but also stirs excitement in the welterweight division, as fans eagerly await whether the boxing icon can regain his championship status.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea, with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao. So is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released. PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to professional boxing follows his time in politics, including his campaign for the Philippine Senate. His advisor, Shaw Gibbons, confirmed that Pacquiao's goal is to end his legendary career by reclaiming the WBC title, which marks the beginning of his rise in the sport. The highly anticipated fight is expected to take place in Las Vegas, with venues like the T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand being considered. While the exact date and location are still to be finalized, the fight is likely to happen in late July 2025, once Pacquiao wraps up his political responsibilities. This comeback has sparked plenty of debate in the boxing world, with fans and analysts questioning the risks of a 46-year-old Pacquiao facing a younger, active champion. Despite these concerns, Pacquiao remains confident in his abilities, emphasizing his wealth of experience and the relatively minimal punishment he's taken in recent years. In a previous bout, despite a strong final round effort, the match ended in a draw without a knockout. Pacquiao later admitted that he was only operating at 60% of his usual form and hadn't properly prepared for the fight. Gibbons explained that the lackluster performance was due to Pacquiao not being at his best and taking a more relaxed approach than necessary.
Is bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing because in boxing just a little bit, but in MMA like so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Elbow is about my backhead is like it's swelling a little bit because his elbow, like when he punch, like he can move, he can punch. The thing is he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that the
Manny Pacquiao's return at 46 is definitely a bold move. His legendary career speaks for itself, but there are valid questions about whether he can still hang with the younger, active fighters in today's competitive landscape. His experience and skills are invaluable, but age and wear and tear are real factors. The risk is clear, and while it's exciting to think about him reclaiming a title, it's hard to ignore the challenge of facing fresh, hungry opponents. It'll be interesting to see how he handles it, but there's no doubt this comeback carries high stakes. What's your take on it?